Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talking About Success. I'm really excited. This is a show where we bring you ideas, people, and resources that can change your life for the better in every area of your life. I'm your host, Jack Canfield. You probably know me as America's #1 success coach, chairman of the Canfield Training Group, and author of the Success Principles and the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. So really glad to have you. Welcome back this week. I have a wonderful guest this week, Shuling Huang. She is an amazing woman, which you're about to see and hear. She's an entrepreneur. She's a happy wife. She's a mother, an international wine lover, which is the basis of her business, which we're going to talk about. And she's recently launched her lifelong dream business, which is Success and Make a Difference $1 Million Wine Club. That's really a cool name. I'm really excited. Welcome to the show.
Come from meditation.
Really glad to have you here, Shuling. Hey, listen, before we get into all the details about what you're doing, just give us a little background, a little more for our viewers of who you are and what you're about, what you do.
Okay. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for the team inviting me here. It's such an honor to be here. For myself, I was born in China, a small village called Fuqingling. In Chinese, it means Fortune Celebration Ridge.
Wow, that's a great title.
I know.
Great place to come from.
Yeah, and actually it's a small village in the mountains, and all the roads connected to other neighbor villages are all hiking trails.
Uh-huh.
My friends and I would get up at 5 and hike over the mountains to school.
How far?
45 minutes to 50 minutes.
Every day?
Every day, Monday to Saturday. We had a Saturday school back then.
And were you in a warm climate, or would you have to hike through the snow in the winter? Where were you?
Snow in the winter.
Snow in the winter, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fun, so don't need extra exercise.
There you go.
No gym needed.
Keep you healthy.
Yes. And when I was 13, I moved to city. My dad did a very good job with his career.
Uh-huh.
So we moved to a larger city. And from there, I started exploring the world. From other cities, other countries, then other continental, until 2010.
What happened in 2010?
Well, guess what? I met the love of my life, my husband,
Beautiful.
Brad. Yeah, in DC. He is an amazing person. He is really saved my life and gave me a new life. And right now he was in Navy, he retired. Now our little family is living in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where he was born and raised before his 20 years of Navy life. Yeah. In 2018, we started our dream business, $1 Million Wine Club, together.
So what inspired you to go into the wine business? Someone from the Navy, someone from a village in China, and here you are entering the wine business, which is not something normally associated with either one of those.
Right. My wine journey started since I was 2 months old, I guess. I was moved to my grandparents' home because my parents were busy. And my grandpa makes the best rice wine in the world.
Really?
I have to claim that because I loved it. And I remember since I was little, he would give me pinky taste and check the quality, the progress of the wine fermentation, and tell me all kinds of amazing wine stories, like heroes and the other things. And I loved it. And I loved the fermentation smell in the wine cellar. So beautiful. And that's how I get into wine. But for 40 years, I never thought about getting into wine business until 2015. That was the year that my family had a very unfortunate event. And my family, I mean, my husband and I and my little kid, we lost $50 million of our life investment.
Wow.
And my husband just had a new baby. We don't have any job. And we're like, what are we going to do? And so I found a corporate job. It was high pay. They were They were very nice to people, and they were giving me high position. However, I wasn't home all the time. My health went down. And one thing it happened is one day I went back to home from a trip, and my husband brought a school report from my kids' school.
Mm-hmm.
He's 3 years old, and the teacher asked him, "What your mom loves to do the most?" And his answer was, "My mom loved the work the most." And that hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. And at the same year, my grandpa passed away,
Mm-hmm.
without teaching me the top secret of making his great rice wine in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So my head just occupied the whole thing, is my grandpa's stories and the rice wine and all the thing for a couple of weeks. So I came up with this crazy idea. I'm like, honey, what if we start our own wine business? And of course, I tell her the whole fairy tale, what's going to happen after we start our own wine business. And he said, yes. So that's where we started and getting into the wine business. However, the first year, it wasn't good. It was my wine passion totally got tested with so many mistakes I made.
Mm-hmm.
I got wrong partner, I lost money, I was tired, and business wasn't good. I was desperate. I was desperate looking for a solution. And it was on a trip went to China or back from China. I was at airport.
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw a book shiny with white cover and golden title says The Success Principles. And there's a silver haired, elegant guy smiling at me, and he totally knows what he's saying. I think that's what I saw. And under the title, it says how to get from where you are to where you want to be. I'm like, oh goodness, that's like exactly what I need right now. So I picked up the book and I never let it off. In 5 weeks, I read through the book. And that was amazing. That changed my life from there.
Oh, great. Well, I'm honored to have had some part in that. This is great. So what happened after, so you read the book, 5 weeks.
Yes.
And you say your life changes at that point.
Right.
How did it change? What happens next?
So be very, very honest. At first, I was shocked and excited. I'm like, really, this kind of knowledge exists? Where was I? But very soon I start doubting. I'm like, are these principles for me? Am I good enough to own these principles? Do I deserve it? Then the answer is, I'm gonna chasing this silver hair author down. So I chased you down, and I attended 2 of your events. The first one is One Day to Greatness in Chicago. Then I went to the Arizona BTS, the Breakthrough to Success. That was actually that event. Instead of getting a simple answer from you, do I deserve it or not? I found myself. I found the courage. I found my true passion. I was so excited. And it was in that retreat. I jotted up my whole concept of my new wine business on a small, tiny piece of paper and showed the whole Jack Canfield team. And at the beginning, I was excited, and I'm like, okay, everybody gonna laugh at me. And of course, they're gonna think, the concept come from like 1 hour, they're gonna shut this idea down. But guess what I get instead? Everybody believed in me. Everybody said, do it. And Patty even took that piece of paper with me, like in a picture. And Catherine said, go make it happen. And that night I cried. so hard with joy and excitement. All my head was thinking, make it happen, and I will. So it was last day, then the second day at the airport again, I called my husband for 1 hour, laid out the whole concept, comes up from my airplane meditation, comes up with this cool name called the $1 Million Wine Club. And that $1 Million Wine Club is gonna follow our heart, have a mission followed by our heart. We want to make great wines with great team and bring great people together. Enjoy our beautiful crafted wine while making a difference to the community. And I asked my hubby again, is that okay? And he said, let's do it. So that's where...
Well, you got a great husband. I love him already.
Oh my
I haven't
goodness.
met him yet.
You're gonna meet him. He loves you already. He's making his 101 life goal right now. He's so excited that your book is by his bed right now. He's an amazing person.
Great.
Yeah.
So you have this wine club, you have this mission. It's your positive energy behind it, coming from your heart, all of that. Beautiful vision.
Thank you.
Now, you grew up in rural China, and I'm curious about that. Like, here you are living in the United States, in a large city. Right. You've got this big entrepreneurial thing you're doing. Do you still feel the influence of that growing up in China in a rural village today?
Oh, yes. That's a bigger part of my blessing for my life. Mm-hmm. I grew up as a village that we use candle for lights when it's dark. Mm-hmm. And the electricity is real luxury. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 families have lights. And our water resource, only one water resource is a well in the middle of the village. Mm-hmm. And we would carry buckets to that well and carry the water home. And our bathtub size is actually our Super Bowl, like the size of salad bowl in Western country. Right. Having enough food on the table was our goal every day. And that is very different. And after that, there is something interesting. So, for kids, we learned farming before we can walk, mm-hmm. And the whole village people, everybody knows everybody, and they are there for each other to survive and celebrate. Mm-hmm. So that experience, I remember I was telling my husband again, right, about all the vegetables, how the vegetables can heal your body naturally, and you can grow vegetables so beautifully, taste better without pesticides. And he's like, what? So that was the interesting part. But the most important lesson I learned is that treasure what nature can offer, and treasure the nature, and treasure the people. I believe at the end of the day that nature and the people are what we can rely on to thrive. Mm-hmm. I have faith. I have faith in humanity, that together when we come together, we can create a world that everybody can live with abundance and happiness.
Well, I do. I believe that as well, and I'm glad you're part of making that happen in the world.
I guess that's why I followed you all over the world.
I appreciate that. So, just to clarify, now your grandfather was making wine out of rice.
Yes.
You're making wine out of grapes, or rice, or both?
Actually, just grapes for right now.
Okay, very cool. And so, talk a little more about your mission with the $1 Million Wine Club. What is it you're wanting to do, and what are the values that stand behind it?
I describe 3 S.
3 S's.
Mm-hmm. Sustainable, sexy, and significance.
Sustainable, sexy, and significant. I like that.
I come up with meditation too.
Yeah, let's unpack that a little. What do you mean by each of those?
Sustainable, we being raised by a farmer, that I understand how important it is, that how different it make the quality of land, and what the farmers do to the land can affect the quality of the harvest, and in this case, grapes. So we use the grapes that from all the sustainable vineyards that the owners really like truly care about their vineyards and what they are producing. They would maximize what nature can offer, and they avoid using chemical stuff like synthetic pesticides to, it harms people when you intake them. So that's one of the things we really emphasize on sustainable, to protect the environment, to treasure the nature. And so all the grapes come from there. And that not only that those grapes makes great wines because they taste so good. Only just the grapes. When you get a chance, go to our vineyard, just take the grape. It's just so yummy. And they make really good quality, yummy wines. Also, in a way, we are protecting our environment, and also, in a way, protecting our customers who intake the wines. So, and we carry our sustainability not just from the grapes, throughout the whole wine business, from packaging materials. We maximize recycle materials, and also our winery. We maximize what every resource we use, reduce as much as waste we can. Yeah, so that's sustainability part.
Right. I'm curious about the sexy part.
I know, I love sexy part. So there's 3 sexy elements in our wine business. The first sexy is our team. I'm so proud to have this team. I'm so grateful. I mean, like your team, you have amazing team, and I feel so grateful to have my team. They, from vineyard owners, management team, the winemaking team, the digital marketing design team, everybody working so hard with their heart, want to create something amazing. And that's my team, the first sexy layer. And the second sexy element is our wine. The wine's created by amazing team. It's from label, from the bottle choices, from the cork design, to the beautiful layered flavor of the wine. It shines all over the beauty and the quality and the joy just all over it. It tells its own story.
And the third element? The
third element, I wish you can be part of it too. That's our customers. I mean, I personally know them, every single of them. They are all amazing people. They're fun, and they're positive. They're successful already in many ways, and they deeply care about this world and making a difference to the world already. And if I have to say who's the sexiest, they are. They are the sexiest element we have, and the team and we are so proud that we can make wines for them.
That's great. Great. I'll feel sexy when I'm drinking your wine.
I know. Well, sexier.
Sexier. I love it. So what's the third S?
The significance. Significance comes from basically the mission of our heart. We when we were developing the whole concept, we want to do something is making a difference to the community, but not alone, together. So with our team's support, our customers' support, our our customers not only can access, the limited edition wine that we make for them, also with their choice, the end of the year, we will make a special double magnum, 3 liters. 3 liters customized boutique wine. Mm-hmm. It's called Legend Red. We will customize with, for example, your signature or logo, then donate it to many charitable organizations. Mm-hmm. And there's just, I've been so many fundraising and charitable events. They need funds to make a difference. And that wine we donate, they can be auctioned, they can be so many ways to use it for fundraising and also fun, right? It's a beautiful wine. So, and our club members will be invited to all these events and join the events and celebrate.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that's the last
great.
part.
That's great. I was up in there's a winery up in Sonoma. Then I was at the winemaker's house for dinner, and he took me through his wine cellar, which was extraordinary. And he had this bottle of wine, and I said, that looks like a very unique bottle of wine. He said, yeah, it's worth about $65,000. I said, $65,000? He says, yes, what we can get at an auction. And I donate them to charities. And I said, well, what charity are you donating this one to? He said, I'm going to let it sit there for another 2 years. That'll be worth $75,000.
Wow,
so
yeah.
The idea is it becomes more valuable over time for the charity.
You're so right.
I never knew that before.
Actually, like one of my the organization I'm connecting to, mm-hmm. St. John's Fostering Care, mm-hmm. and they are caring for 8,000 homeless kids every year. And imagine just a bottle of wine our club member donate and can raise, like you just, right. They keep the wine, they keep auctioning it, raise the value and create new value for the organization, can make more difference. So it's amazing.
It's huge, yeah. I love that you're doing that. That's great.
Oh, thank you.
So we're running out of time here. I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
I always like to ask this, which is if you could share just one thing that you would love people to take away from this today, what would it be?
Read and apply the success principles. I promise you it will make a difference to your life, along with so many others. Andreas Pira, I just read his book. I mean, it will make, they are living with the success principles and living in their dream life. So that will be the message.
Well, I appreciate that. That was not the answer I was expecting, but I appreciate you sharing that. I would encourage you to share one more message called Join Our Wine Club.
Oh, thank you.
So if people want to do that, if they want to get in touch with you, if they want to join your wine club, find out more about this $1 Million Wine Club, where do they go? How do they connect with you?
You can call me at 216-630-7883 straight, or check into www.milliondollarwineclub.com.
This was a delightful interview today. I really love you, and I love what you're about. So thank you, Shuling. I really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Canfield.
So for the rest of you, you know what to do if you really want to take advantage of joining her wine club, which I highly recommend if you are a wine drinker, or if you want to help take some of her wine and use it for charitable purposes we talked about, you know where to go. I myself I'm going to be a great customer of yours, so I just want you to know that, because I've tasted your wine before and I really loved it. So for the rest of you, make sure you check on her website and stay tuned. We'll be back next week with another amazing guest. Until then, have a great life. Thank you for joining us this week.
Have a great, fun life.